obviously a lot has happened today. Where were you this afternoon when this active shooter situation started?
We had gone out to my friend's house. They had just moved, and they had some extra boxes, and so we went out to get some of their boxes, and we're headed back on 338, headed north. And we had gone under the I-20, under the bridge, and we're at a stoplight on the other side, on the north side. And there was 2 cars in front of us, one in each lane, and then I was behind the white car, and the light turned green, and we started rolling, and we're just like on our way back, no big deal. And we hear this pop, 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 but it was loud, and you could feel the percussion. Is that what it's called? And I said to Dan, I'm like, did that car just backfire? And he was like confused because it didn't really sound like a car backfiring. And oh God. I looked over my shoulder to the left, and the gold car pulled up, and the man was there, and he had a very large gun, and it was pointing at me. And in that moment, the only thing I could think about was driving away really fast. But there were 2 cars in front of me. I started honking my horn. I started swerving, just trying to, and we got a little ahead of him. And then for whatever reason, the cars in front of us kind of parted a little, and I aggressively made my way away from the gold car. And right when I did that, I heard 3 more pops, 3 more shots, just right there. And the thing is that if I had not looked over my shoulder, I wouldn't have seen it, and I wouldn't have reacted. And
I know, sorry, I know it's really hard. You can take a minute. So were you with a group of your family, or was it was
Dan, my husband, and my grandson was in the back seat. And when I saw that guy raise his gun, all I knew is that I was the target, and all I knew is I had to get out of there fast. And I got aggressive a little bit with my driving. And as I started to accelerate through, the gold car followed me. He was tailing me. So it was really weird. We thought, what is this? Like a road rage? I mean, did I make him mad? What is going on here? And then we're headed out, and he started to accelerate, and he started to come back up to the side of my car. And when I looked in my mirror and I saw that, I took off. I took off really fast. And as we were going down towards the MCM Elegante, so we were still on 338 at this point, and I just was like thinking, I've got to get away from this car. I've got to get into a neighborhood. I've got to get away from this car. And a policeman was going up the other direction to the south, and I assume now that he was responding to the officer that was shot, because it was right there. It was on that I-20. That's right where he came off and started shooting at everybody else. So we got to the corner where the hotel is, and we immediately turned right into the neighborhood, because I thought, if this is a road rage guy, we didn't know, it would be harder for him to use the gun if I'm going through a neighborhood turning and turning this way, turning that way. He wouldn't get a clear shot. But as we turned and went around the corner, he stayed at that light. And then my next thought is, oh my gosh, what if he shoots somebody else at that light? And I couldn't help them. I couldn't warn them. I couldn't. And frankly, at the moment, I was just really running for my life. And we came back home, and all this time we're trying to process what this guy was doing, and then we find out that it was a random shooter, and we got really lucky today.
This is hard for so many of us because I live here. I called this home for a year, and you would never imagine anything happening like this in your background and being a part of something like this. I mean, would you have ever imagined you being in this situation?
You know, this is stuff that happens to other people, and the reality is nothing did happen to us. Our car wasn't hit. There's no bullets. There's no way to verify this story, except that the emotional damage that's currently my life for the next couple of days, or I don't know how long, but I can't imagine. I can't imagine it happening to me, or even worse, the families.
Take a minute.
The people who were like as I was today. When I looked over my shoulder and I started yelling at my husband, I was yelling at him, but I was just like, there's a gun, he's got a gun, there's a gun. And that's when it hit me what those sounds were. And then he was looking at me. I saw his face. I saw that weapon, and the only thing I could think about was my little grandson in the back seat. I just thought, oh my God, what if something happened here? What if I wasn't fast enough, or what if I didn't do it right and something happened? You know, in the moment you're just fight or flight, and you're just like, we gotta get away. But after, the reality is that my life could have been totally different today. At the end of this day, so I could not have one.
So I know it's still heavy on your mind and your heart right now. Like, I know you keep saying that you're lucky. I mean, how do you feel right now? I mean, what's the aftershock of your personal self?
There's so many emotions that sometimes when I talk about it, it's almost like becoming surreal. It's only been a couple of hours, and I already feel like, did that really happen? Did that really just happen? And then I go through it in my mind, and I think, oh my gosh, I saw him. I saw that gun coming up to the window towards me. And it's real. Somebody tried to kill me today. They weren't successful, but I was their target. And now I'm just like, what do you do with that? How do you process that? You know, and what if he shot? What if I hadn't reacted enough, and something had happened to Dan or to my grandson? I'd seriously have to be medicated, I think. I don't know, but that's not what happened. What happened is I'm still here, and I'm just dealing with the fact that there's some pretty sick people in society who are doing some seriously bad things to hurt people. And how do you stop them?
Right here in Odessa.
Right here. It's happening right here. It's not just in New York anymore. It's not just in Chicago anymore. It's in Texas, where everybody's friendly, and, you know, everybody should have each other's backs and things. We've got these people that are nuts. I don't want to sound rude, but he's nuts. And the look on his face was, he was not self-possessed. I'm not giving him an excuse, please. I'm just saying he wasn't methodical. It wasn't a methodical thing. He was just randomly trying to kill whoever he